Come, my beloved, let us go out into the country. Let us see whether the vine has budded. Song of Solomon 7, verses 11 and 12. The church was about to engage in earnest labor and desired her Lord's company in it. She does not say, "I will go," but "Let us go." It is blessed working when Jesus is at her side. It is the business of God's people to be trimmers of God's vines. Like our first parents, we are put into the garden of the Lord for usefulness. Let us therefore go forth into the field. Observe that the church, when she is thinking properly, and all her many labors desires to enjoy communion with Christ. Some imagine that they cannot serve Christ actively and yet have fellowship with Him. They are mistaken. Doubtless, it is very easy to fritter away all our inward life and outward exercises, and come to complain with the spouse. "They make me keeper of the vineyards, but mine own vineyard have I not kept." But there is no reason why this should be the case except for our own folly and neglect. Certain it is that a believer may do nothing, and yet grow quite as lifeless in spiritual things as those who are most busy. Mary was not praised for sitting still, but for her sitting at Jesus' feet. Even so, Christians are not to be praised for neglecting duties under the pretense of having secret fellowship with Jesus. It is not sitting, but sitting at Jesus' feet, which is commendable. Do not think that activity is in itself an evil. It is a great blessing and a means of grace to us. Paul called it a grace given to him to be allowed to preach. And every form of Christian service may become a personal blessing to those engaged in it. Those who have most fellowship with Christ are not recluses or hermits, who have much time to spare, but indefatigable laborers who toil for Jesus, and who, in their toil, have Him side by side with them, so that they are workers together with God. Let us remember then, in anything we have to do for Jesus, that we can do it, and should do it in close communion with Him. Come, my beloved, let us go out into the country. Let us see whether the vine has budded. Song of Solomon 7, verses 11 and 12.